So Nate Dogg's been dead since 2011. He died from complications of having a stroke, right? But in death, he has a whole catalog of music, and he's left music behind. But the problem is he has 9 children, and they can't agree as to how that money should be disseminated amongst the siblings, right? And he also had a wife where everything would have went to her first, right? And the estate is having trouble. Well, one of the sons is accused. The son's grandmother, his mother, Nate Dogg's mother and brothers, is accusing Snoop Dogg of stealing. Right now, when you look at some of the things in his catalog, he has 3 top 10 hits. He has 1 #1 hit. He has about 18 songs. He has Regulators, 21 Questions with 50 Cent. Remember the Above the Rim Regulators, man. That was the shot, right? He has a lot of songs, man, that really hit the billboards, right? But again, he's not here no more, and they can't agree. Attorney fees is piling up. It's getting crazy. But let's look at one of the siblings that did this interview.
I seen 2 different interviews, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I seen an interview with you on
No Jumper.
No Jumper, and it said you had Nate had 4 kids. But then when we keep reading, we keep seeing it's 9.
Yeah,
so I don't know what's what.
It's about 9 of us.
Okay, so it's 9 of you guys, and all of you guys are somewhat attached to that trust.
Right.
Is that why they tried to put a person in charge of that?
Right, and let me, also take it a little deeper, right? Like, we don't all agree, and I've tried to get everybody to agree. And when everybody don't agree, then everybody got attorneys. You know what the result is.
Everybody wasting money.
You feel me? Then we go into mediation, and it's So, but right now it's like we got the LOC, right, or we got that in place. But still, now we all have to pitch a manager to control the LOC, or who we feel like is best the person for the job, and we're letting someone from the court, pretty much decide who they feel would be the best person out of everyone that we pick.
So this is where it gets crazy, and why you have to have your affairs in order before you pass away, especially when you're dealing with money like this, right? Because then you have Serena Williams, frequently identified in reports as a mother to one of Nate Dogg's children, born in 2006. She filed multiple claims against the estate for substantial unpaid child support, demanding over $300K. She continued to battle for support payments for their son from 2023 to 24. Then you have LaToya Calvin, identified as Nate Dogg's wife at the time of his death in 2011, though reports indicated they were estranged and had filed for divorce shortly before passing. She was involved in the probate and administration of his estate. Then you have Omina Norris, another woman of a child, another mother of a child with Nate Dogg, born in 2006. He wasn't playing. Who was involved in legal disputes over child support payments from the estate. Then you have Rhonda Moulton, identified as the mother of another of Nate Dogg's children, who was involved in legal conflicts with Omina Norris regarding support payments, right? So this thing gets crazy, man. And because they can't get this stuff situated and get it litigated, you're going to have lawyer fees is just eating all this stuff up, right? To the point where, it's not going to be no more money left for the children.
Why can't you be that?
I look close. So I pitched my sister, right? Because my sister, she got a degree in music, and she got a degree, in
like
business,
I like that.
And because I don't want, everybody or anybody.
Well, if she got the information and she got a degree,
exactly.
She did all. I'm with that.
But like I said, it's 2 different sides. So a couple people, they didn't agree with that, and once they don't, everyone has to agree. Pretty much
split up into ninths. Like I own 1/9, and then another kid own 1.
We own however much breaks down into our share, aside from what the mother or the wife got type.
So LaToya.
Okay.
Is LaToya still bringing him?
No, LaToya, she's got an attorney. Her attorney show up, and this is what they standing on. Which is a part of the other side, and some people have sided with her.
So now the estate is pulling in money, but so do they just divide it up?
And then distribute it. Of course the people that's controlling it, they take their cut, and they answering calls, dog. $250 an hour.
Listen,
You hear me?
they killing
Hey
y'all.
man, I know. I'm looking at. I'm probably the only one, and it's 9 of us. I'm the only one that sit back. I got this shit in my living room right now on my table. I can just pick this up, and I'm seeing everything we being charged for, and it's crazy.
Oh
shit.
no, it's maddening.
It's crazy. Like it's
To
something.
be honest, the
I don't
whole
think they
point
get.
of those things is to suck every dime
for
out of
sure.
it and
Yeah.
actually bankrupt it and move on.
Right.
There's movies.
The only
there's
thing
TV
that's saving
shows.
us is what we playing, not playing with, but what we dealing with. It's literally, and that's what allowed me to see, like, like it's still like, you feel me? But I said it a long time ago. We milking the accounts. All that's going on is the accounts is being milked.
That's all they do.
It's not in a music manager's hands. He's not thinking of nothing creatively to continue anything.
Right.
He's just sitting there, milking it, answering the phone. This is how much that costs. Whoop, whoop. This is what's coming in from music that we know of, because it's shit that we not collecting from. By the way,
Oh,
a lot of
sure.
shit we ain't collecting.
For
So that's
sure.
why the first step. Let's just take this from here, put it to the LOC.
So have you ever and
So, he was saying that his sister has a degree in business and in music, right? And she would be the one to handle everything. But when you have all these different baby moms and 9 children, they're not going to look at it from that perspective, because they look at it like, well, she would only have the best interests of you and her side. Whereas I feel like if she was the one that had the knowledge, why couldn't they all just sit down and figure it out? Right? All sit down together and figure it out and just divvy it amongst, evenly amongst, or put the grandmother in charge, right? And have the grandma, because all of those children are her grandchildren. But this is what happened when you just frisbeeing a penis around to all these different strange women, and you bringing all these strange families together like they want to agree, and you're not here to fix the problem. So it started to make a pivot over to Snoop, because the question was asked that Nate Dogg had 500 unreleased songs, 500 of them, with various different artists that they could put out and make even more money for the estate to go to the children. Now, this is where it gets crazy, because the grandmom and Nate Dogg's brother is alleging that Snoop came and got it, right? And Snoop's son here now, he's trying to protect his relationship with Snoop and not really come out. So he's really like going against the grandmom and the uncle, right, to defend Snoop. But Snoop has been called a snake for some time now. Check this out.
There's a report that you have 500 Nate Dogg's songs.
Yeah, there was a report that Snoop had that.
Yeah?
There was something out that Snoop had my pops masters, but masters can contain a lot of things. That's the thing. I just put a number on it in that interview. That was like another interview where I put a number on it. But there is something going on. There's a feud right now, and I'll be the one to say it, because it's my family, and it's like, and I'm who I am, and some shit went down at a show, you feel me, recently, and it's like, I feel comfortable sharing and speaking on it. But supposedly Snoop, got the okay from my grandma to go to her house and get my pop's masters. She, pretty much showed him where the masters were, however this occurred, and he left with the masters. My uncle, when my daddy got sick, my uncle placed the masters at my grandma's house.
Gotcha.
He wasn't aware that Snoop went to my grandma's house and got the masters. And I'm only repeating what my uncle is like riding on. Like, and when I say riding on, like, me and him just got into a big feud at Warren G's show recently, like in front of a lot of people, and it was like embarrassing almost. And I want to get this off because we ain't talked since, and this is something that I'm speaking on as to like shit that's affecting me on some, like, man, this shit kind of whack.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust this dude. He's trying his best to maintain a relationship with Snoop Dogg, where the grandmama is saying, baby, Snoop Dogg came and got that. She come from church with her big hat on, took her hat off. Snoop Dogg come up in there, and he get the masters, and the brothers saying, listen, man, I put that there. I know where it was. Dude came and got it. And you getting in big drag out arguments with your uncle over this, where uncle's telling you like, yo, home, listen, dude came and got this, man. Right? So now I'm sure that's done passed down throughout the rest of the family, and everybody's talking about it now. So nobody trusting you or your sister, because you trying to maintain a relationship with Snoop Dogg in order that you can maybe get on and make whatever it is, right? But you and Unc them fell out because, man, you were traded to the family. He telling you, yo, what happened? What can the Unc do with those masters? You just said he was a drunk, right? He's not going to be able to take those masters nowhere and get things done without it coming out, right? So, like he wasn't finished.
Know what's what, but I'm just sharing what's out there and what's what I'm being told. And what Snoop has always told me is, you know, he don't got it and he don't know you, and he would never do something like that. But my thing is, it's like, I at least would want to know, like, you do got it and it's safe, maybe, you know, because my uncle was over here like wilding, like ready to, like, nigga, like. And he my uncle he alcoholic, nigga got a drinking problem, but the nigga get drunk and be ready to risk it all over this shit. You feel me? So it's like nigga, for real, you know. And so yeah, he left with him. My uncle put the masters there, and it's like it's just an ongoing feud right now.
So you
and
don't
it kind
really
of
know,
placed me in the middle.
So
in
you
a
don't
sense.
really know where the masters are.
Nah, but I know that he said that he placed them there, and I don't believe he lying.
And your grandmother told you.
I ain't talked to my grandma about it, but for some reason I assume that my grandma is riding with my uncle. But it's like my grandma hasn't, like, you know, like, I mean, at least not publicly, but she not like that. She very, you know, church lady, you know, raised all her kids in the church. So whatever he's probably saying is for sure coming from, you know, mama in the house.
Okay, so
you
we
know?
don't even know if Snoop got it or not.
Nah. And I don't want to say that he do.
Right.
But I do want to say that this is something that's going on.
That's what they
within
saying.
the family, yeah, and that's what they saying. And I reached out to Snoop many times where I probably was mad and just went off on him or something. You feel me? And he, you know, he straight up would tell me, like, man, you like, I don't know what you talking about. Like, you feel me? And always gave me that love. You feel me? As far as like, you know, I don't know what you talking about. You know, but it's to a point where, you know, my uncle is standing on this, and you know, and I separated kind of myself from my uncle in this situation, but this is why I'm saying I want to, you know, I'm just getting it off here because I probably, you know, you asked me the question, and this is the truth behind that, you know, as far as really where some masters would be. And we're not saying like Snoop got everything. There's shit that Warren G got that we heard, or there's shit other people got. It's never I never moved on something because we don't have nowhere to take it, honestly. And until we didn't have the business right with the estate and moving that and getting that right, then it's never nothing that I really wanted to step on, or like, what we gonna do that for? What we gonna get some money for, like, to pay the estate?
Right.
You know, but it's a lot of shit is good to know, because honestly, my business is in order to where somebody gonna have to answer once that shit get to the LLC. We gonna start sending, you know, certain things out to where it's like we gonna at least need a proper answer as to if you got something or if you don't. You know, no matter who it is. I'm not saying that that's what's going, you know, no matter who it is.
Now, I believe grandma. Grandma ain't lying, man. Grandma, like I said, now grandma old, and it could have been Snoop. It could have been one of Snoop homeboys. It could have been, because we know that Daz is also having issues with Snoop. And him and Snoop was going back and forth ever since Snoop brought Death Row, right? And a lot of artists was upset too, because they feel like they're not, where's the money, right? Who's getting the money from this Death Row situation? Now, Grandma, like I said, it could have been either one of them, but Grandma knows what she's talking about. Now, Nate Dogg is not here no more. He's gone. And listen, there's millions of dollars on the table that's situated with his name because of his likeness. And people trying to get it. They don't care nothing about the kids. They don't care nothing about his offsprings or his mama, his family, or whatever. Man, they going to take whatever they can take, man. As long as they feel like they can get away with it, they going to do it. So Snoop is saying, look, nephew, I don't got it. Big Mama is saying, listen, they came and got that, right? And, you know, he's trying to maintain a relationship with Snoop, so he's not trying to really go. And he may be moving strategically, but right now, there's some real snake stuff going on in the game. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time, peace.